PureRockKNEC.com, the loudest.com on the planet. I am here with two of the members of Biohazard. We are here at Ocean Studios.
Yo.
And to my left, drummer Danny Schuler.
What's up? What's up, brother?
And guitars, returning back into the fold, Mr. Bobby Hambel.
All right. What up?
Well, guys, 20 years since your debut, 5 years since Means to an End, and 2 years since the reunion announcement. And here you are, back in studio.
Yeah.
So now you did tour the U.S. and Europe briefly, and then you flipped the switch and started writing. Do I have that timeline correct?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't tour the U.S.
A couple of dates, or not at all?
Well, we did a few shows, but mostly we went over to we started out just getting the band together to do a reunion, and we did a European tour.
No, the first tour was actually Australia.
Australia, that's right.
Yeah.
We went with Korn. We were supporting Korn in Australia, and then we did Europe, and we were just getting back together for the reunion and everything. And the response, man, was unbelievable. It was really surprising and it was just inspiring, because we got such a good response from the crowd that we were like, yo, man, this shit feels great. Let's just fucking keep going and let's start writing music. And just the reaction from the crowd. We base a lot of our music that we write and riffs we come up with and beats and everything based on the reaction of the crowd,
right.
How they would react to it. And we go on stage in like some crazy place and the crowd was just nuts. It's like, holy shit, man, that's going to make me write a song, or that's going to make
you feed off that.
Yeah, and so going out and doing a reunion tour was just completely, we didn't realize it, but it was planting the seeds for us to do a new album. Just the energy from the live shows alone,
Now, Biohazard has worked in the past with a lot of top producers and engineers, like Dave Jordan, Stasium. How did Toby Wright come into play? Did he, because in my opinion, he's no slouch. And was he on a short list of people to work with, or did he seek you guys out?
Well, we were always aware of Toby just through like a lot of the work that he's done in the past, like Metallica and
Alice in Chains,
yeah, all that good stuff. So, yeah, we were always aware of what he's done. We didn't really think about who was going to produce the record until it was like we were sure we were going to do a record. Yeah, Toby came up. Our manager contacted him, or his manager, and he was like, "Yeah, cool." Like, we weren't even sure if he was even aware, of who we were. And we met with him early last year. He's been working with us for almost a year in rehearsals and stuff.
Okay.
So he's been very involved with the record since the genesis of it, Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been great. Being in the studio with Toby is, he's a very talented guy. I mean, he's done a lot of great stuff. And for him and for us, this is like a very important record,
And right now, how far are you into recording?
Today's the third day of tracking.
Okay.
We're more than halfway through with all the drums and bass and stuff. We're doing it live in the studio. We're all just playing together in the room.
Yeah, I like what I've heard so far. I mean,
Yeah.
a couple of songs, but it's coming along pretty good.
It's coming along.
Are there any working titles at the moment for the CD? I mean, I saw all the song titles listed on the board, but are there any working titles for at this moment?
Some of those song titles are still working titles as well. But
yeah.
I think what we're gonna end up doing is like keep it pure, like let it become what it is, and then it'll tell us what it's gonna be named. Like kind of like I always think of like the way the Native Americans used to, like, after when the kid is born, they hold the baby up and they look around and whatever's if there's an elk running by, the kid's running elk, or there was a clap of thunder, thunder, and they have like a meaning of the moment and give birth to it first and then let the name kind of present itself. You know what I mean?
Practical mindset.
Yeah, we don't want to overthink it. You know what I mean? Let it be what it is. So there's no title yet.
Okay. And lyrically, do you guys pick up where you left off? It's more political, talking about the world we live in.
Definitely not political.
No, we try to stay
really.
away from like straight politics and shit. But we're definitely showing some frustrations with the world and with the way things are, and a lot of it has to do with just personal struggle and personal journeys, you know what I mean? Which we're really confident about you know, how other people can relate to that, you know,
Yeah.
because we've spoken to so many fans, and when they say, you know, the fans don't come up to us and go, hey man, you know, I love that political thing you said, or that point of view about this or that, you know, that means a lot. That's not the ones that really hit home. The ones that hit home are when a kid comes up to us and goes, yo man, I was locked up for 3 years, and the lyrics to this one song about, you know, getting up and going out and doing it again, or not giving up, got me through my hard time. Or some other kid like would say, you know, he lost his best friend or his mom, or something tragic happened. You know, the real deep stuff is the personal stuff, and we feel that touches the people a lot more than some kind of just issue that could be played out next week. You know what I mean? We're talking about some hot topic today. A record is a moment in time. So if you talk about some topic today, politically or socially or whatever, it'll have relevance later, but it might not. You know what I mean?
As time subsides.
Time subsides, the problem gets solved, and then it's ancient history, and nobody cares 10 years from now. But 10 years from now, if you listen to something that was about a personal struggle or something more human, then it could be relevant later. You know what I mean? More. So we're keeping it more, you know, there's a lot more personal lyrics.
Definitely.
So the band collectively is on point with the direction of, you know, how everything...
We're never collectively on point about anything, but
yeah, it's a
I was giving you guys the benefit of the
it's
doubt.
a head button fucking fist fight, like the whole way
brawl.
through.
It's a UFC fight from the minute we start to the minute we finish.
Oh, there you
in
go.
there.
But that's how we do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, it's like brothers, man. You know what I mean? We fight and scream and yell, but we still
Fuck
take each
you.
other's backs. Yeah, fuck you too.
Speaking
That was
of-
Billy.
Speaking of the devil,
Yeah. But like, you know, sometimes we gotta like argue, and sometimes we get pissed off and frustrated because everybody's seeking the same level of intensity out of what we're doing. You know what I mean? And you know, it's always whatever comes out on the other side, and we let the cream rise to the top. You know, so to speak. And it's just part of the process. So we're never really collectively on point with anything.
I got you.
He thinks something's a great idea. I'm like, what? And he thinks something's a great idea. And he's like, what? And what are you talking about? And then we gotta like really kind of sometimes convince each other. You know what I mean? And show each other. No, look at it this way. You know what I mean?
You know, but in the end, though, like, we all agree when it's like, you know, when the song is a fucking gut-wrenching kick in the ass, when the song is something that speaks to all of us in the end, you know, none of us deny the truth. We all know.
Like
no matter what I thought, that's fucking great. So
It's like when a dog hears its name, you know, the ears go right away. We're all sitting there jamming, playing something. We hit something like, and everybody just looks at it like,
Yeah, we
that's
kind
it,
of throw the
right around
nod.
board. That's it. That's
Just
it.
throw each other the nod, like, yeah, we got it. This is it. You know. And until if something don't get the nod, then it's still like, you know, we got to duke it out, like, kind of.
There you go. There you go.
I think the best shit comes from tension. You know what I mean? Like I always believe that, like compromise in art is fucking stupid because you have two extreme ideas. If Bobby has an idea and I have an idea, I think my idea is great. He thinks his idea is
But
great.
my idea is great. His isn't.
And so if
My
we,
idea
if
is
we-
always great. I don't know
that,
what
that
this guy's
whole
talking
bullshit
about.
thing, like, okay, well, why don't we take a little half of Bobby's idea and half of your idea? That's neither good. I'd rather just pick one or the other.
Right.
And sometimes it's whoever has the most reasoning skills, or who's louder, who screams louder,
Yeah.
who is willing to, you know, whatever. But the point is that you got to use one of them.
Yeah.
Either that idea that's great or that idea that's great. They're both great, and it's all for the better of the song or the idea.
Or we collectively will talk it over and then come
Something
up with
else, a
something
new
new,
idea that's even
so
better
that
than
somebody
both.
else will suggest, which solves our argument, and then boom.
There we go. Yeah, we were talking about lyrical approach on this new CD, Billy, before you rolled in, and I think just having the ability to sort of obviously bounce ideas off one another. It's like, you know what? If you shine brighter than I do, let's go with that. Let's do what's best for the team,
band,
so
yeah,
to speak.
yeah.
You know, in
Exactly.
this case, yes.
That's the way we've always been. Biohazard has always been about like making, because all of us get a say in everything that's written. You know, if one guy writes a song and brings it in, then we have this thing, we kind of call it the meat grinder. Like everybody's ideas or compositions or fucking things that they comes from their heart and they wrote, and you know, it gets pushed through a meat grinder where everybody else in the band gets to tear it apart and fucking try and rearrange it or change things or whatever. So it all ends up being a collective joint effort, like all of it. It's like there's not one song that's solely like written by one guy completely, because without somebody else saying, hey, change that one note, or yo, add this kick drum here, or whatever, it's everybody's input has a great deal to do with how the song ends up in the end. So,
as it should be.
yeah, and we respect it that way. We're not looking at to do like 4 little solo projects on the same album. You know what I mean? It's like, that's stupid.
Yeah, and you guys have collectively have done a lot of side projects over the years. And you've obviously, Billy, you have your studio, which you've moved out to the West Coast.
Yeah.
And Danny, you've been involved with different projects over the years. Are there going to be any guest appearances on this new CD? I heard Sin Dog's making a return appearance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is cool because it's my return appearance.
Yeah, well, of course.
And it's like, and you were there, man, on the last record, fucking 16 years ago.
God.
And so here we are. You know what I'm saying? Here we are again, and it just feels amazing to me that it's all like something I thought was like lost for a long time is all coming back to me. So personally, for me, it's amazing to have like Sendog in on it, and like all the familiar cats like yourself and other people on point, in the picture.
Scotty Slam.
Scotty Slam's in the house.
Now, as I mentioned, Billy, since you've moved your studio Underground Sound out here, is everyone currently located on the West Coast, or do you all keep a New York presence still?
New York's always in our veins.
Yeah.
Evan and I live out here, and these guys are on the West Coast.
I'm on the East Coast, and
we're split in the middle, East-West.
East-West.
Yeah.
But the studio's called Firewater Studios.
Firewater?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
tell them why.
Yeah, okay. I think I've...
Have you heard the story?
Yes, I know the backstory to that.
The story, just a new chapter.
Yeah, well...
Thursday we started tracking, and I got a call from my buddy, and he fucking has a huge growery right next door to the studio, which is awesome. But he's like, yo, dude, you're not going to believe this. The studio's flooded again. A water main broke.
That's the second time.
And washed destroyed everything. Thursday morning calls, same thing, dude. Unbelievable, dude. And I'm like, I jump in my truck, driving down this fucking studio. I get there, open the door to the studio, water's bellowing out. I'm sloshing around, like 5 inches of water throughout the whole 2,000 square feet of studio. Like,
brutal.
Live room, all the control room, all the ISO booths, fucking disaster. And we're supposed to start tracking there.
And it went on fire.
Yeah, then we had a fire after the first flood. So I changed the name to Firewater Studios. Figure you gotta embrace it. Now, all I need is an earthquake.
It's a good thing we weren't doing drums there, huh?
It's a good thing you're not trying to plug for business right now, because you know what I'm saying? Problems will be solved and we'll be open for business soon, so don't worry about your gear or nothing. Come on in and record it.
The funniest thing is, I told Bobby, I was like, dude, you're not gonna believe it. After the flood, I had a fire. Bobby goes, the first thing he said is, yo, you're stealing my mojo, man. What are you fucking doing? I'm the shit. I'm the guy who has the black cloud over my head. Shit's been going great for me for the past month.
Shit started going. That's the thing. The black cloud went over and jumped on Billy, man.
Billy, a.k.a. Schlep Rock, is like...
Yo, it used to be me. You know what I mean? Usually it's me. Like everything I touch on the road goes bang.
Well, the key is moving forward, positive mental attitude.
Yep.
As you move along. Now, the band has been on multiple labels in the last 20 years. Tell me what's going to be your approach this time around? Since the biz is truly a shell of its former self. I mean, in a lot of cases, less opportunities for bands to shine. When I'm talking CDs recorded, it's done, and you get into the levels of marketing, promotion. Where does that stand?
We're going to have a record company.
Okay.
How that's going to come together, we're not sure, but there's a company involved. There's I mean, we're not. I don't want to be like the friggin' record company guy. You know what I mean? Like the way we're doing all this really is very old school. Like we're just making music with no regard for anything on the outside. We're just doing what we want to do.
Days,
making a record we believe in. And the business is just separate, man. We got a manager. He's got a plan. We're very aware of business, and we're not just going in blindly. But
we got to focus on the music. That's the most important.
Yeah,
you know what the bottom line is? Nobody knows how to sell records right now.
Oh, it's a disaster.
And, our whole thing is just like it ain't hit singles anyway.
No.
Like, we just kind of make music for what we love, and we put our heart and soul into it, and if other people pick up on it and want to buy it and spend money on it, that's great. If they get it on the computer and then they just want to come to the show, whatever. You know, we're just putting the music out there and letting it all go.
Yeah, and Biohazard's never been a band that's going to bring in like a Diane Warren to write some big single that's never going to be played on the radio to begin with. I mean, going back 20 years, and even now, it's a different animal now, with social media and whatnot, and there's got to be more of that do-it-yourself work ethics. You have a team with you right now helping you out, but once you guys put your heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears into this,
you can't deny the truth.
Yeah, but it really all boils down to making a record is just an excuse for us to go play live. And making a record is a way to show the people, look, this is what you're going to be listening to when you come and see us. You can learn it, get to know the music, and if you enjoy it, hey, it'll make your experience when you see us even better because you're already familiar with it. So if you want to buy it, thank you for the support. If not, fucking steal it. We don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Just know it.
By any means necessary.
Check out what we're talking about and feel what we're grooving to, and because it all comes down to just live shows. Like I said before, it's so without the live show, we wouldn't even be writing music. It's all based on the live crowd and the kids, man. They're the ones who make us write the music.
Last thing, you guys, your thoughts on the gentle giant Peter Steele and what he meant to the scene and your dedication to him on this album.
Well, if he didn't do it first, we wouldn't be here.
Well, there's a lot more. A lot of bands could say that about Pete because he was such a great influence, But for us, it's literally the truth that if it wasn't for Peter Steele, there would never have been a Biohazard. We would have never been in existence. You know what I mean? Because when we started out, we met through Carnivore, through Pete's band, because Evan was kind of like working with Pete, helping him out, roadieing or whatever. We were just the kids following around Pete Steele. He was like the local hero musician guy in the neighborhood, And that's how we met. And when we started, jamming and hanging around Carnivore, we said, hey man, we want to turn this into a band. We've been jamming, we need a name. And Pete thought of the name Biohazard, and he gave us the name Biohazard. He says, that's you guys. He actually wanted us to just be the symbol. And
as we were talking earlier,
I never even seen the symbol. But so Pete's brain was way ahead of Prince and anybody else about just being a symbol. Pete was one of those people who was like ahead of his time, you know what I mean? But he really was like, if I can do this, you guys can do this type of attitude. And I probably would have never met Billy, you know what I mean? I probably would have never, hung out and met Evan or started jamming. Danny I knew from like dropout class in high school. Like,
you remember that?
In night school. One night I went and
dropped out of high school.
And then we
walk into the class. Who's sitting there? Bobby Hambel. He's like, yo, I sit next to Bobby, like, what are you doing here? Yo, I dropped out. Me too.
And then that was it.
We took a high school equivalency diploma test together.
Okay. Oh, geez.
Yeah. But Pete, we're gonna do a dedication on the back of the record for Pete. We can't stress it enough because we really don't want anybody to forget or overlook how important this guy was to a lot of bands.
And he was. I mean, he definitely was.
And he was a good, true friend to us. And he's definitely missed.
Yeah, I want to say that's definitely a noble gesture on behalf of the members of Biohazard for doing that.
Pete,
your ties are more closer than a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people outside of
exactly.
The East Coast.
His name gets mentioned every day.
Yeah.
In writing, in rehearsal, we're always referring back to Pete. What would Pete do? Carnivore. What would they do? What would
just telling funny stories about the motherfucker because he was crazy.
Yeah, it's such an ingrained, organic, natural part of what Biohazard does. Mm-hmm. We were very influenced by what Pete did and what he started with Carnivore and stuff. And a lot of bands could certainly say that, but we were all there when they were doing it. And,
sometimes you don't realize it till somebody's gone how important they were to you.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened a lot too. Going to his funeral was I just looking at it like, wow, what a huge loss to the music world.
It felt like the end of an era. going to that funeral.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody was there. You know, all the guys that we've known for a long time. Everybody who's known Pete. You know, it was a very private funeral. But I don't know. We shouldn't even really be talking about it. But
No,
it just felt like really like just something huge we just lost.
Right.
Yeah, because you know what?
Something so huge.
It was
you know?
a shame because Typo Negative just was ready to do a new album, and Pete was really excited about doing a new record, and you know, everybody's just kind of waiting to see what kind of masterpiece he's going to come up with in his head, you know, lyrically or musically, you know.
Because everything he did really was a masterpiece.
And you know, we'll never know now, you know. So
It's that dry.
So
dark
we're going to
sense of humor.
dedicate the record
Right.
to Pete.
Good deal.
You know, of course.
Excellent. Danny Schuler, Bobby Hambel, and Billy Graziadei, 3/4 of the members of Biohazard. Evan, of course, is doing his bass stuff with Toby Wright, 20 feet away from me. Well, Pure Rockers, my thanks to the members of Biohazard. Please check out all of their respective sites online. My name is DJ Will for KNEC.com with an in-studio report on the recording in progress. 20 years of Brooklyn, New York hardcore chaos. Yeah! You are listening to The Vault here on KNEC.com.